welcome to Bad Influence. This week we'll be looking at the latest ice hockey game on the Mega Drive.
And now I'll be reporting from California, where NASA scientists are discovering what it would be like to fly around on other planets.
And I'm going to be having a smashing time with some consoles and cartridges. Excuse me a second, Ben. Can I do it now, Violet?
No, not now, Andy!
Oh.
First, we're going to go and dim the lights and visit a haunted house. It's a game on the PC called Alone in the Dark. This game is state-of-the-art. The animation and the sound is brilliant. The sound's really eerie and atmospheric. And you view the game from different angles, just like being in a film. You've got to explore the house and discover the mystery behind it. I'm going to take this oil lamp because I might need it later when the room's dark. You can also choose to be a man. The man has got different qualities. He's physically stronger, but the woman's brainier, and I'm not going to comment on that. Right, I'm just going to go and see what's in this chest. Go and open... oh no. Beaten to it by a monster. This game, Alone in the Dark, is out in the shop for the PC only on the 19th of November. Oh no, I'm going to put her into fight mode now, and I've got no weapon, so all I can do is kick. Take that! Oh no. Whoops. Take that, fiend.
Ah, hello again, slimy furtlers. Namrood here at the back door with more hints and tips. Now say after me. Aid, nai, ra, la car. Louder. Aid, nai, ra, la car. Now look out of the window. Is it raining? No, of course it isn't, because Aid, nai, ra, la car is a cheat for a Jurassic game on the Mega Drive called Splatterhouse 2. At the beginning of the game, you can enter passwords to jump to later levels. Now don't tell anybody else these codes. So, Aid, nai, ra, la car gets you to level 6. This code will get you to level 7, and this code will get you to level 8. So that's Aid, nai, ra, la car.
Can I do it now, Violet?
No, not yet, Andy. We need the video to record Games Master.
Right, fair enough. And you, if you've got a video, can use yours to video the data blast at the end of the program. I showed you how to use this last week. You get the idea. Video the credits, then rewind the video and play it back to yourself, but don't play it back at normal speed. Play it back using your pause and your frame advance, and 50 or more pages of information will become accessible to you completely free of charge.
Last week we had several calls asking how the scoring works in our reviews. Well, the magazines normally award a percentage, but strangely enough, 50% isn't an average game, because they seldom award less than 60%. So we decided to have a more sensible way of reviewing things. We award up to 5 stars instead.
So, 5 stars is really Jurassic. 4 stars, pretty good, worth buying. 3 stars, an average kind of game. 2 stars, don't buy it unless you are a real fan of that particular type of game. And 1 star, we wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot joystick. It's a complete turkey. But I'm sure that doesn't apply to our main review for this week. NHLPA Hockey, the follow-up to EA Hockey, one of the best-selling games on the Mega Drive ever. All the big names are there. They all have different playing styles, and here to fight it out for Bad Influence are Adam and Sarah.
I like this game a lot, but it's too much like the original EA Hockey, so if you've got it, just don't bother buying it. But I still like it. But still, to appreciate it properly, you've got to have 2 players, so find yourself a friend. Unfortunately, I've only got Sarah.
Thanks a lot. To control a player, B is to pass and tackle, and C is to have a shot at goal. Foul!
What do you mean,
Thank
foul?
you.
It was a face action, just because I blasted the puck too hard.
Yeah, I know, well, that's not my fault, is it?
Anyway, here
Wasn't there?
comes my player now. You can't say nothing about fouls. Oh,
I don't.
what a
but
goal.
That's it. Goal is set. One of the problems in this game is you can't see where the puck is because it matches the boots.
So that's a problem if you've got bad eyesight or something. And look at the play down there, like, it's not violent enough. You hit the players, like, just get back up again. They don't get any real injuries or something.
This has been one of the best sports games I've ever played. I've always wanted to go at ice hockey, but I think I enjoyed it a bit better than Adam, being as I am better than him.
Yeah, sure you are, I believe you.
It's a good-looking game. I really like the feel of the ice. I'd probably buy this one.
It looks good, but it's quite confusing. I can't see the ball sometimes. This game is excellent. It's very playable. I would definitely buy it.
And so the final scores for NHLPA Hockey, the boys gave it 4 out of 5, And the girls gave it 4 out of 5. Excellent scores.
The technicians who work in this room tend to have a faraway look in their eyes. Their job is to explore other planets. They're tracking spacecraft that are traveling to the far reaches of the solar system. One of the latest missions, called Magellan, is to map the planet Venus. Venus is the next planet in towards the sun. It's the nearest planet to the Earth and most visited. Over 20 spacecraft have been sent there. But until now, scientists have known very little about the surface of Venus because it's always covered in dense cloud. The Magellan spacecraft has special radar that can see through the clouds and send back information about the surface. And this is what it sent back. Page after page of computer data. Some of it can be converted into photographs, some into information about the heights of the hills and valleys. But here at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, right outside Los Angeles, they can use very powerful computers to change this into this.
Our goal is to create flyovers over the surfaces of the planets. We start with products somewhat like this. These are 2 orbits taken by the Magellan spacecraft as it orbits around the planet Venus. And they're tied together, mosaic, to create larger pictures of the surface of the planet.
The Magellan spacecraft sends back 3 different types of information: pictures, height, and how hot the planet is at different points. Before the fly-throughs can be made, all this information has to be combined.
This is the computer software we use to design the movies. We choose keyframes and generate from those the flight path by flying through each keyframe in sequence. Here is one keyframe, and it's chosen by telling the computer where to be and where to look. This is the camera position here in the horizontal view. You have the direction of look here and the extent of the field of view being the green lines. This is the side view, the vertical view, and you can see this red line is the height information, a profile of the height information along the direction of look. We're looking here up a valley at the volcano, and so you can see the volcano here, here, and this brightening in the height information. So this would be one keyframe. We generate these frames at a rate of about 1 per minute for the videos that we make. And so to do an entire movie might take several days or a week.
The team tried out the technique in a more down-to-earth way. They used satellite pictures of California and height data from ordinary maps. The result took the computer 5 continuous days to produce, and this round feature is the famous Rose Bowl.
You may wonder how we get color from radar images. Well, this image was taken by the Soviet spacecraft, and it was taken by a lander. In fact, you can see the edge of that spacecraft, and the data was transmitted back from that lander to the Earth, and so we have a few images in color of the surface. We use the hues from this image to create the color that you see in the Venus flybys.
This is my souvenir. It's a postcard of Venus as you'll never see it, without its clouds. The latest rocket is carrying the Mars Observer spacecraft, and they should be getting photos from Mars in about 1994.
Hey, stay cool, Zed. The word of the week is e-terps. Sorry, sprite. A sprite is a collection of points that move about on the screen as if they were all joined together, like on Zool or Mario or Sonic. Here's a cheat that Zed might be interested in. It's for Agony on the Amiga. when the title screen appears and the music is playing, type in the word fantasy in big capital letters. Then, when you start the game, you can press the F1 key and you get the big sword. The F3 key, you get an extra 20,000 points, and the F4 key gives you an extra life. Oh, and by the way, you can press these keys as many times as you like. Got that, Zed?
It's Z right, not Z, contrary to what certain sad people might think. Now it's time for this week's news and previews. A long time ago on a planet far, far away, Star Wars was a hit on the NES. Now here's a mega preview of Super Star Wars for the SNES. It features every scene from the movie culminating in a grand effort to destroy the Death Star. It's destined to be even bigger and hotter than Street Fighter II was this year as it pushes the SNES to its technical limits and is due out next spring.
Don't forget the Future Show, which starts today at Earl's Court. All the new games will be there. Bad Influence will be hosting the first ever National Games Championships, and we'll see you live there on Sunday. 2 exciting new games for the Lynx are in the pipeline. The first is Dirty Larry. He's a mean cop who doesn't go by the book when it comes to cleaning up the streets. A big game, it's got around 80 levels and one of the best intro sequences I've ever seen on a handheld.
Then there's Dracula, not for the faint-hearted. The blood-sucking vampire wreaks havoc as you try to escape from his castle.
Last week we ran a competition to win this SNES and Super Scope action pack along with the Bad Influence t-shirt. The question was very simple. The names of our Humanasaur characters, that's what we wanted to know. If you put Brad and Dina on your entry form, you're halfway there. We'll have a rummage because all the correct entries are in here. Pull one out. This bit of paper, Brad and Dina, that's correct. Janine Robinson, age 12, Bostock Walk, Chawton on Medlock, Manchester. Well done, you're a winner.
This week we're giving away 4 Quickshot Supervisions and loads of games. And the question is, what's the name of the 2 droids in Star Wars? Again, not Andy and Violet. Answers please on a postcard or sealed down on envelope marked competition to reach us by next Monday.
And we've had lots of letters already saying how much you enjoy the programme, for which we thank you, and also sending us your artwork as requested. Ian Hall from Hackney, London EH, you're now a famous nationally known artist with that work. Thank you very much indeed. Same applies to Rebecca Law, who is 8 and lives in Seymour Gardens, Middlesex. Now you're well known as well. A fine peregrine falcon. And also we had animations on discs, most of which were too gruesome to show on telly, but we snuck some of them on the data blast at the end of the show. However, this one we can show from Matthew Haslam, age 13 from Rochdale. Thank you for sending all that work in. If you saw it on the telly, you will receive a Bad Influence t-shirt in return.
Now for some more game reviews. Super Hunchback for the Game Boy finds our hero in an enchanted forest. Here's John Pierre.
This isn't usually the kind of game I'd go for. I'd go for a sim, a beat 'em up or something like that. But now that I've had a chance to play it, I think I'm hooked. This bit's great, it's a warp hole. You jump into it when one appears, and you get lots of extra bonus points by collecting the fruit. It's not easy, though. You have to bounce along these platforms, and if you get to the end, you get an extra life. You'll have noticed there's no firepower. You just end up avoiding all of your enemies. I'm really impressed with this little character. He can move in different ways, and you can even make him swim, as well as jump and run. It's certainly not a boring game, that's for sure, and I think the sound's great for a Game Boy. This bit's great. If you don't do anything, he starts to play with his yo-yo, read a book, or whistle. It's these sort of details that make it really good. I'd definitely buy it. Great value for money.
I like this game. It's really funny when he gets hit and there's stars around his head, but I prefer games with weapons. The graphics are good. I'd definitely buy it, and it's very playable.
This is a really good game for the Game Boy. I think I'd buy this one. It's really good fun and it builds easily.
And the scores for Super Hunchback, the boys gave it 4 out of 5, and the girls agreed, they gave it 4 out of 5.
Assassin is an arcade game for the Amiga. You get to be a hunky hitman who is dropped deep behind enemy lines with orders to kill the evil Maiden, whoever he is. Here's Kathleen.
I like this sort of thing. It's a pretty violent game. And these are the dogs that tried to get you, so you've got to waggle the joystick like this. You can get brilliant weapons. This is a smart bomb. This is level 4. I love this one. You're in a genetic asylum, and there's all sorts of evil beasts to kill. The sound effects are excellent. You can hear tortured people screaming in the background. This is a mad doctor. I love this game. It's really playable, and I'd probably buy it, and I'd certainly put it down in my Christmas present list. This game looks good, but it's really violent. I like the way the hero moves through it.
I think the graphics are excellent, but it's not that playable. It's really hard to get anywhere. I prefer games with a better difficulty curve.
This game's got a difficulty worked out all wrong. You die too many times when you start playing it, so you get bored of it. I would have marked it high if it had held my interest at the beginning, but it didn't, so I haven't.
And the scores for Assassin, the boys gave it 3 out of 5, but the girls gave it 4 out of 5.
The Bad Influence studio is full of every kind of console and computer there is. But have you ever wondered what's inside those little plastic boxes?
Can I do it now, Violet?
Yes, now, Andy!
Right, yeah! Don't do that at home, I've heard it invalidates the guarantee. So, what's inside the plastic boxes? Well, you won't be surprised to learn that it's lots and lots of computer chips. I'll give you a quick guided tour of the Mega Drive. This one here is the one that actually runs your game. Over here, we've got the sound department, and this little square one here is really clever. This is your sophisticated graphics chip. This is the one that provides graphics the like of which you see in, say, Legend of Galahad. Now look at this. In the background is moving so smoothly because the graphics chip is concentrating on the background, leaving the main games chip to concentrate on running your game. That's how these things work. This is the inside of a SNES. I mean, most of these systems look much the same inside. That one there is the graphics chip in a SNES, and it's that little chip that makes games like F-Zero have that rather unique arcade quality about them.
And this is what the inside of a cart looks like. It can have up to 4 chips. This one stores the game program, these to do with the memory, and that's the battery that powers the memory when the machine's turned off. But this is the really interesting one. Only the manufacturers really know how it works, but it matches up with a similar chip inside the machine, and without it, the game just won't run.
Now, the manufacturers put these protection chips, as they call them, inside their cartridges to prevent other software companies from knocking up games, running them on your systems, and not paying them a royalty. But there is a way around it. This is called a plug-through. Now, what a plug-through essentially is a game in here, but without the protection chip. So to run it on your system, where does the protection chip come from? One of your normal games. Plug it in thus, and the plug-through is wired to cut out the game from this cartridge, but wired to accept the protection chip. So when you plug the whole of this into your system, the game runs. Plug-through games will cost you about £10 less than normal ones because there's no protection chip.
But beware, they're not approved by the console manufacturers. So if you use one and it damages your machine, it's not covered by the guarantee.
Nor is it if you hit it with a mallet, by the way.
Ah, thanks very much for the cheat book, Tom Simmons from Glassbury. Of course, I knew them all already. Next time, send them into someone like Andy or Violet. When I play Street Fighter 2, obviously, I always win. But I can't work out whether it's because my character is stronger than the other or not. This is a cheat that allows you to play one character against himself. When the game is loading, press in, down, right, up, left, Y, B, X, and then when the sound goes down, hit the A button. You can now choose Ken as player 1 and as player 2. So, if you've got any friends, you should have an even match.
Well, that's about it for this week, but don't forget to video the date of last, which starts in a few seconds.
Join us next week when, amongst other things, we'll be reviewing an excellent new film about a group of computer high-tech security experts. It's called Sneakers. See ya.
Bye.
Bingo.
We're up.
Preparing to sever master circuit.
Sure you know which one to cut?
Yes. The alarm's always the green one.